I know where
Oh,
both those buttons are.
holy shit, he's insane.
I think I could even hit him with one hand.
What the fuck? How big are your hands, man? Jesus Christ.
Well, you might not know this. There's a control key on both sides of the keyboard.
No, I tore the left one out on my keyboard. I didn't like it there.
What did it do to you?
It just ruined the aesthetic, you know?
Oh, damn. My
So then,
control key is actually not the bottom leftmost key on my keyboard.
oh, where is it?
It is the bottom leftmost key in like the body of the QWERTY space, but then I've got additional function keys to the left of that.
Fuck, what function keys do you have to the left of it?
They're modular. Like I can assign anything to them.
Oh my god, he's a gamer. What the fuck?
Well, it's not that exciting.
Oh, never mind then. You're
Yeah.
not a gamer.
Like mostly it's like I've got one that spits out like my email signature.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's handy, actually. That's pretty handy. Wait, why don't you just automatically have that on the end of your email?
Yeah.
Wait, actually? You have a full fucking like button keyboard for that instead of just having it set automatically on your email?
Well, I did this like a long time ago before I knew about that, and like I mean, now it's here, so
Might as well use it.
yeah. Look, it's sunk cost.
Alright. The sunk cost fallacy. We love that fallacy. Ooh, we should have done a tier list of fallacies. That'd have been really good.
Oh, it's not too late. Well, it is too late now.
Next week.
Next week.
Or whenever we do that. The next episode.
That's right.
Okay. So for an intro, what do we want to do? Do we just want to be like an anti-intro where we just say this is podcast and that's it?
Yeah, we'll make up a theme song as we go.
I don't think that works with like latency over Discord. Is the only thing. Like,
How to Fly podcast.
all right, there's the podcast intro, and I'll include this like whole segment as like when we're discussing what the intro should be, and then like how you create it. Then I'm like, oh, I should try. Okay, I have a few ideas now.
Okay.
I can like try and make like background music with that while you're singing over it.
Can you beatbox?
No.
Try beatboxing right now.
No, I'm not gonna try.
No, just try it. Just try it once, and then we'll underlay it with the vocals.
Oh, God.
Real quick.
No.
Give it like a 12-second little beatbox.
I'm not doing a 12 second. You do a 12-second beatbox, and I'll overlay that with the.
You want me to be both ends?
Yes. Yeah. Good. Yeah, good one, dude.
Yep, there you go. I don't know if the melody matches up, but hey, that could be fixed in post.
Yeah, that could be fixed in post, fellas. You know, when I said that, I was just thinking like online like music creator or whatever, like something really shitty and easy to use.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of like open source. What do you call it? Like free. What do you call it? Free market, freeware.
Yeah, like open source usually.
Do you still open source is still music?
No. What is it? Fuck, I know what you're talking about now. Like, there's like stock stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not like that refers to like pre-made things like pictures, images, and music and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but like not with a watermark. I don't know how you put a watermark on music.
No, there's like stock, like, royalty free. I think is what it is. Royalty free.
Yeah, but isn't there a catchier name than that? If not, there should be.
Well, okay, you make that up right now.
Oh, actually, let's see. Okay, a catchier name for royalty-free music. Beats by Dre. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Uh,
You can't say that. They're gonna sue our podcast, dude.
no. I misspoke. I meant, heats are cray. Like, damn, the summer's so hot. Oh, man.
That's something we really say all the time down here in the South. Man, those heats are cray. Am I right, fellas?
I mean, I could believe that. What is it, like 165 degrees right now?
Right now, no, it's been raining all day, so it's pretty cool, but...
Cool 104?
Weather forecast. It'll get 91 later in the week, but it's like, it's not really peak summer. Normally it just gets about like 100 degrees or so.
Yow.
Wow. It's rough out here.
For me, it was like 78 today, and I was sweating.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I'm like suffering.
That
Like
sounds
all,
terrible.
it's okay. I just suffer. That's all I do.
Okay, well, you know what?
Okay, okay,
Moving on from the topic of suffering onto the topic of still suffering because you're going to get all of my upcoming questions wrong.
okay. Let's put something on the line here. We'll have a point system, right?
All right.
So do you? How about it's like if you can fool me, you get a point. If I get it right, I get a point, and vice versa for like mine as well. So like if I can fool you, I get a point. Then
That makes perfect sense.
yeah, okay, cool. Do you want to have a?
Well, I gotta break it down what we're about to do here.
Oh yeah, of course. I forgot it's actually like something that people listen to.
Well, optimism is really important.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic in saying that, aren't
So we're gonna be taking turns here, uh, reading off three small sentences. Some might call them factoids. Really interesting bits of knowledge about the world we live in. The catch is of the three factoids, only two are legitimate, the third being a sneaky, sneaky lie.
Very sneaky, unless it was disguised poorly, which I hope neither of us. I think it's one of those things that are going to be hard to tell if you did a good job until like the other person, because it's like people just think differently, you know.
That's so true. That's so true.
And it's like another thing I'm kind of curious is like, what if there's like a pattern that one of us or like both of us use to like disguise our facts?
Well, I definitely have patterns. I've got themes.
Okay.
Sort of.
Yeah. Okay. So, is there like we have like 5 general topics each, right?
Yeah.
Where there's like the 2 facts and a lie in each of those topics, and you have a bonus topic, and we can make that double points. Okay.
That sounds fine.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna start, I think.
Okay. Wait. Before you do, since we're recording your screen, can you pull up like a thing to keep track of the points?
Oh, smart. Smart. 1
It
second.
can be like as shitty as you want it, because this is just like low budget discount podcast.
Oh, that's exactly how much effort I was gonna put in.
Fucking.
Wait a minute. Oh no.
Oh no.
Install when I exit. Where's Zoom? Zoom. All right. So we got me.
Okay, I'm glad my name looks bigger than yours.
Okay, and we'll do. We'll get some points in here. It's gonna be good.
Okay.
Okay, round one. I'm gonna be coming at you with 3. Count them. 3 factoids. 2 of which definitely true.
First, by the way, get the topic first.
Well, this first one, I think is going to be obvious. I don't even have to name it. Here we go. Peanuts are legumes.
Okay.
Peas are legumes. Almonds are legumes.
Guess that legume. Almonds are legumes is the wrong one.
Ding, ding, ding! She's got it.
Yeah, dude, I know what a legume is. They don't come in shells.
Frick.
Alright, my round one now.
Yeah.
Alright, so this topic is what I like to call I ran out of ideas, so I just found random shit.
This is the first topic?
No, it was the last one I did, but I want to do it first because it's like what I feel is my easiest one.
Okay.
Alright, so number 1. The Queen of England cannot sit on the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones. 2. Scientists who work with cockroaches often develop allergies to coffee. Or 3. North Korea and Lithuania are separated by one country. That country being Russia.
Well, boy. My geography probably is not as strong as it should be when it comes to small and insignificant European countries. And as far as my European geography, I'm pretty sure that the Queen of England doesn't live in the Game of Thrones universe. But I do know that it's loosely based off of that kingdom. So, okay. Maybe there's some type of Jedi mind trickery going on there. The scientists developing allergy to coffee is bizarre because I would think that they'd be more likely to have coffee in that research environment. And that would lead me to believe it's like sending kids to school with peanut butter sandwiches. You're going to get less allergies, maybe a couple deaths, but less allergies overall.
Just survival of the fittest, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm feeling, as bizarre as it is, I don't know nothing about the Queen of England sitting on the Iron Throne, but I think there's some shenanigans there, and I think that the answer is actually the scientist and the coffee. Boom, final answer.
You are incorrect.
Frick, no!
That is a true trend that is being observed. The Queen of England sitting on the Iron Throne is also true because the Queen of England cannot sit on any foreign throne, even if that throne is a fictional throne.
That's specified somewhere?
Yeah, it's like something of the monarchy. And North Korea and Lithuania are in fact separated by 2 countries. If you looked at countries because it's like Lithuania's there, then you have like Finland and stuff that are actually touching Russia, because Lithuania isn't actually touching Russia. So any country touching Russia is separated by 1 country from North Korea.
Does Lithuania have any ocean front?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, fine. Wait, but it touches the air.
Okay, but I said separated by 1 country, not separated by air.
I claimed the air years ago.
No, you didn't, Chives. Otherwise, you'd be charging royalties for everyone to fucking breathe.
No, it's one thing to charge royalties. It's.
Capitalistic boomer.
Do you know how expensive it is to collect taxes?
No.
It's.
And I don't care, you boomer. Enough. That's a point for me. Give it up.
Alright, but just for the record, if I was a scientist researching cockroaches, I'd be chugging coffee nonstop.
Well, then you'd have allergic reactions, so.
Let it be.
Let it be, baby.
Let it be. Alright, fine. You know what? You got me last time. And then yours was crazy. I'm gonna hit you with an etymology question.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Okay. The word jumbo literally comes from an elephant named Jumbo. The word grocery literally comes from a man named Grocery. The word sandwich literally comes from a man named Sandwich.
Wow. Okay, this is an interesting one. Okay, I feel like sandwich is like the most true one, I want to say, just because I feel like, wow, these are fucking cool. I really like how yours are so much more on theme than mine. Just I want to say that first of all.
Well, hey, look, we can't all achieve. You're the one with 2 points, so I don't know, kind of.
No, I love it. This is actually really tricky. Okay, jumbo. That one sounds just actually retarded. Groceries, I feel that one is likely to come from some hodgepodge of like German or French. Just because grocery kind of sounds French, so I'm gonna say grocery is the trick one. Final answer.
Ooh, 3rd point for Virgil. Dang.
I'm fucking killing it, baby. I'm fucking smoking you, hun. Oh my god.
There was an Earl of Sandwich who was very dainty and professed to always eat his meat between bread so he wouldn't dirty his hands. And there was an elephant named Jumbo, the initial elephant of P.T. Barnum's circus.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, the elephant one just sounded hilarious. I figured that one is just too absurd to be false. You know, like if you're gonna make something up, you wouldn't make it that insane, you know?
I could see it. I could see it.
Okay, well, I couldn't, so. Alright. Let me see. Okay. So I think I will go ahead and knock out my physics topic next.
Ooh.
So, this is a little science time for all you science fans. Number 1, neutrons are technically just electrons orbiting extremely tightly around a proton. 2, the oldest known star is thought to possibly be older than the universe itself. Or 3, there is a theory that states that there is only 1 electron in the entire universe. And it's just moving really fast between locations and time.
Damn, that's a super cool theory.
I know, right?
If I picked that one, I would have to give you credit with coming up with it, perhaps.
Yeah, right?
Which I'm down with. Let's see, let me think. The one star being older than everything else doesn't really vibe with my understanding of physics. Granted, my major was political science. So, the first thing you said went in and out my ear, registered as true. I hardly even remember it anymore.
You want me to read it again?
You could, for our audience. For our audience,
Okay.
You can read it again.
Alright, neutron stars are technically just electrons orbiting extremely tightly
Oh,
around a
neutron
proton.
stars.
No, not neutron stars. Sorry, neutrons. I read into the second line. Neutrons are technically just
Okay.
electrons orbiting extremely tightly around a proton.
That sounds legit to me as a
Yeah.
science layperson.
Okay.
So I'm chilling with that. The star thing's a little whack. That theory, like that's one of these theories that nobody would ever be able to argue against that. That sounds quantum as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm thinking the middle one about the old ass star. I gotta go with
Okay.
that one.
All right, Chives, give me another point.
No.
Wrong.
No. Oh no. All right,
Alright,
give me the facts. Give me the facts.
Okay, so the oldest known star is the Methuselah star. It has an age, so you have to understand how dating stars works. There's usually an upper and lower bound. The upper bound of the Methuselah star is over 14.2 billion years old, which is older than the estimated age of the universe.
Yeah, and no one has a problem with that.
We're trying. So the idea is that we just haven't refined our measurement techniques enough yet. But for right now, it could also just be we don't know the age of the universe, or there's just something really wacky going on.
Oh
But for right
boy,
now,
there's some
we're
gray
trying-
area here.
Yeah, there's like a lot of wacky stuff going on, right?
There's
But,
I think I want to call some shenanigans. I don't know. The best man, that's the best we can do, and it's a lower bound or an upper bound. Ooh. Ooh.
yeah, and it's like the problem was like the upper bound used to be 16 billion years old. So that's like a little more than 2 billion years old, which is like kind of goes beyond the realm of just
Maybe there's some wacky rubber banding around black holes stuff. Like Mario Kart AI light year carbon dating.
the likely thing is it's just we don't know how to measure either the age of the universe well, or we don't know how to measure the age of stars.
Then I don't know how to measure the accuracy of this fact.
But you have to understand it's still like there are still theories that are like trying to explain how the star could be older than the universe itself.
I think this is half a point. Oh, that's out of the eraser. Oh no.
Erase like the background.
No.
Each eyes, Control Z.
Oh wait, I know how to do it. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
I'll give you half a point.
Well, but you also kind of vibed with the one electron theory, which is just something that couldn't be proved true or false.
Yeah, but then you had the word theory in there.
That's true. I guess I should have added theory that the star is older than the universe.
Then I would have been cool.
Okay. But for the neutron thing, that's just not at all true. Neutrons and protons.
No, that was the one I thought was true.
No, it's that could not. That was just some bullshit I said.
Oh no.
It's so neutrons and protons are made out of these tiny little subatomic particles called quarks. A proton is made up of 2 up and 1 down quark, and a neutron is 2 down and 1 up quark. And electrons are not even in the same classification of particles as neutrons and protons.
Quarks.
Yes.
I heard the word quarks a few times.
Yes. Quarks are just tiny little, more fundamental particles than protons and neutrons.
So what I'm learning is quarks. I'm gonna know more about quarks next time. Just you wait.
Okay.
Just you wait.
All right, we'll have a whole quark segment.
Oh dear. All right. You know what? We're past the easy ones, maybe. I'm gonna hit you with a series of what I'll call stolen words.
Okay.
These are words that are commonly used in English, but actually have a root in a different language, Japanese. So,
They have roots in Japanese.
anime means animation in Japanese. Sushi means raw fish in Japanese. Otaku means obsessive in Japanese.
Fuck, I'm not enough of a weeb to get this one right. Shit, okay. Oh god. Anime just sounds way more like an English word, to be honest. Like, it feels like they would have taken the word anime from. But then, what if otaku's like the red herring here? Like, You think, oh no, otaku's totally Japanese. Oh man, are there some mind games going on here? Let me think.
I'm not smart enough for that.
You say that, now I'm even more thinking you were like trying to play some like fucking dirty shit on me. I have to go with anime here. I think that's like my intuition, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some mind game going on.
Ba, 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 Actually, the bullshit one is sushi.
Oh, really?
It means sour rice in Japanese.
Okay, that's a little bit sneaky there. Like, it's still something in Japanese, but I had to know the right word, apparently.
Yeah, anime and otaku, straight up, that's a direct translation.
Okay.
So, tricky.
That one felt a little unfair, but I won't make you deduct the point, because I can't really put into words why it felt unfair.
Well, not only that, but you can't control the mouse.
That's true. That is also true. I am at a very big disadvantage here.
Oh, I don't know. You're 2.5 points up.
No, I mean, you still have control of the mouse.
Oh, yeah. I could just, like, add another point.
My turn.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so now I have two categories that are like kind of the same thing and one more that's like the Elder Scrolls. So do you want the Elder Scrolls category now or do you want the religion categories now?
Ooh. You know what? I'm equally familiar with all fictional religions. So I think whatever you want to go with is fine.
Okay, let's go ahead and do the Elder Scrolls one.
Let's do it.
So, number 1. The creation of the orcs in the Elder Scrolls happened when the Daedric god Boethia defeated the other Daedric god Trinimac in battle, then she ate him and shat him out. 2. The Elder Scrolls canon, or the Elder Scrolls is canonically a video game in its own universe. And 3. In the Elder Scrolls, the sun is supposedly a manifestation of Akatosh, much like the dragons of the player character in Skyrim, that is supposedly to hold another dragon, Almanax, which is supposed to bring about the new world after Alduin has destroyed the old one.
Wasn't like Parthaxinax the sun guy or some shit like that? I think I killed him when I played Skyrim.
No, Parthenax was just was Alduin's brother who just kind of lived on a mountain. He had nothing to do with the sun.
The orc one, I'm getting complete legit vibes from. That's hilarious, and I totally believe that a bunch of programmers in the 90s would have come up with that on their own. That's awesome. I love that origin story. They're mostly brown in Elder Scrolls anyway. I'm chill.
They're green.
Oh, they should probably go to a doctor. Must have some like allergy things going on. You know, that's an oof. But okay, still I think that's true. The being in the like a video game in its own world is weird because like there's no electricity. So by video game, do you mean any type of game? Or does it have to be like this?
I'll put video game loosely in quotes and think of the idea behind a video game, I suppose.
Because I know that there is that messed up jokey joke god who's super powerful, and yeah, and like you fight him in that Alice in Wonderland land.
Yeah, no, it has nothing about that.
Nothing about that, huh?
Yeah, nothing to do with that.
You know, this sun thing just sounds too detailed and not cool enough by comparison to the orc thing. I'm gonna go with that sun thing.
Damn, you got it.
Let's go. Let's go.
In case you're curious, the sun is actually a giant hole in the sky that was created when the god Magnus fled from the material realm.
A hole in the sky?
Yes.
So behind the sky is like a giant wall of light?
It's the Ethereum. Which is like raw magica, pretty much.
Ooh.
And if you're curious, the way that the Elder Scrolls canonically being a video game in its own universe is the notion of Chim in the games, where if you achieve Chim, it's the acknowledgement that you're nothing more than a player character, sort of like kind of a manifestation of someone's imagination in an imaginary world.
Sounds Buddhist.
Yeah, kinda. A lot of the Elder Scrolls creation myths were inspired by Hindi mythology, and I think this one kind of came out of more Buddhist mythology.
Neat. Okay, I'm
Not
down.
mythology, but ideas.
Sidebar: is anything from a fictional universe factual? Like all three of these are wrong. I couldn't have possibly gotten. Like you couldn't have ever got a point here.
No. They are all technically true because someone created. So like within the story, so you say like the story is something that exists, and you say within the story it's true.
Okay. Of course. Thankfully, I didn't have to die on that mountain because I got this one right. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Was that gonna be a mountain you were gonna go die on if you had gotten it wrong?
You know what? We're just not gonna have to find out.
Okay. I hope this is not a mountain you're gonna take on the religion on there, so it's gonna like the podcast is gonna take a different turn than was expected, you know?
I think that may be in our future, but not this week.
Not this week.
Not this week.
Not this week.
All right. So we're gonna go in a little bit of a different direction here.
Okay.
This time around, the theme is going to be coffee.
Okay.
Did you know that growing some coffee takes 37 gallons of water for every one of those little beans that you can make the coffee with?
Oh my god.
Or did you know that Florida is the only U.S. state that actually grows and markets coffee beans?
Okay.
Or, this is the crazy one, maybe even the lie, coffee's not made from beans at all. They're actually seeds.
Ooh, that kind of plays on the idea of what a bean is. Okay. Okay, so the thing is, I've watched a lot of those like BuzzFeed-esque videos on coffee, right? Like how it's made, or like coffee expert tastes cheap versus poor coffee, right? And I've always heard the phrase cocoa beans.
Well, that's for chocolate.
I know, and I've also heard the phrase like coffee beans, like ground coffee beans, right?
Yeah.
So I'm of the opinion that I think coffee is a bean. Well, not of opinion, but that's what I think is like a true fact. I think coffee is a bean, and so you were saying it was a seed, right?
Yeah. And what I'd say is to remember the difference between like colloquial understanding and like factual etymological understanding.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just the way like beans like themselves grow plants. It's not like they don't, you know. And it's like from what I think is the idea, it's like a bean is almost like a seed that grows a plant and reproduces itself, pretty much. So like you eat you do something with the bean itself. So like I don't know, black beans. If you put a black bean in dirt, it'll sprout a bean plant, like a bean sprout, and that will have more beans on it, you know. And that's the same thing with coffee, I believe. So I want to say coffee's a bean. The 32 gallons, I think that one's true. In terms of Florida being the only state to produce coffee, oh, it's fucking Florida. I'd imagine that's the only place where the climate is favorable for that.
I mean,
very, like,
only old people live in Florida, you know.
Yeah, they can tend to the coffee fields, sure.
Although I guess there's some other demographics there as well.
No, just the old people.
Oof.
That's where you live, right, Chives?
Hey, no, I'm in the Northeast.
All right, yeah. So Florida's part 2. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the coffee being seeds. I think that one's false.
Ooh. And Virgil, why don't you just go ahead and go to the Wikipedia page for coffee bean?
Really? All right, coffee bean. Coffee bean. It's a seed of the coffee plant. Hold on, now I have to look up what the idea of beans are. What is...
What is bean?
What is a bean? Wait, a bean is an edible seed! Chives, look up the definition of bean. It's an edible seed.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
That means that, no, your thing was just wrong, because yeah, it's a seed, but it's still it's still a thing. It's still like... It's still a bean.
Coffee beans are seeds.
Yeah, but seeds are beans.
Are all seeds beans? No.
Yes. A bean is the seed of several types of plants.
Nah, this is we'll have to go back and forth on this one. This is an intermission, but without
Right.
actually pausing anything. What makes a
Yeah,
bean?
see, look, a coffee bean is just one kind of seed.
Bean is a seed, which can be used a whole bunch of different ways. Hmm. See, I'd say that a seed is. You know what? Shoot. It's like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares thing.
Actually, I think, okay, I'm finding one article that's now saying even though all beans are seeds, not all seeds are beans.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking, okay, beans belong to the legume family. However, you won't find a coffee tree in that kind of family. Consequently, the seed, but really,
That's right. Keep doing your research.
it
It's.
doesn't say anything else about that. It just kind of stops there.
I think they've said all they have to say. It was a contentious one. If you want, we'll call it even, and I'll take off half a point.
Take off half a point, I'd say, just because like,
Just because.
because you made me take off half a point on the idea of like, listen. So I'm gonna put in my throw my hat on this one.
I think that's more than fair. I think that's more than fair.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So is it my turn now?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. This one's a little bit wordy because this next topic is creation myths and something else I just really find I found. And by I found, I mean I could have made it up and just threw it in there because I thought it was a funny idea, but whatever.
Okay, I'm down.
Okay. So, actually, let me rephrase the topic. I think I have a better idea for this topic. Religious myths involving ejaculation.
Okay.
Okay, so the story of Japan's creation is that the god Izanagi pushed his quote-unquote jewel-encrusted spear into the primal ooze of the planet, and then when he pulled it out, he ejaculated into the planet, which created the islands. And the rest of the islands were later formed when he had sex with his wife on Spunk Island, and she gave birth to the new island.
Did you say Spunk Island?
Spunk Island, baby.
So that's a Japanese word too.
No,
Oh.
that was me taking creative liberties.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
The next one is that Zoroastrianism holds that their creation mythos is that the almighty creator god, Ahura Mazda, created the heavens and earth. He shaped the cosmos, the sky, and sculpted the earth, much like we hear in the Jewish creation myth. But to imbue man with his essence when he created man, he ejaculated into the ground, laying his seed for man to be formed. However, the evil god Ahriman tainted the earth, which is what led to the duality of man's corruption, and why man holds both good and evil within him.
Huh.
And
Okay.
finally, in one funny sect of Gnosticism, which includes a text called The Questions of Mary, there includes an episode in which Jesus takes Mary Magdalene onto the top of the mountain, where he creates a woman out of his side, has sex with her, ejaculates, and then drinks his own semen, telling Mary, "Thus we must do so that we may live." When Mary hears this, she faints, and Jesus says to her, "O ye, why do you have so little faith?"
Now I've heard those quotes before.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember that moment in the Testaments when I read them.
No, because it's not from the Testaments or anything like that. It's extra biblical.
Oh, it's like a wives' tale.
If what I'm saying is true, then it's like from another source entirely. Yeah.
Hmm. Like you could have said it.
I could have said it. Yeah, that's the whole point. I could have said any of these. But this one specifically, if it is real, operate on the assumption it's not in the Bible. Like none of these are like biblical things.
Well, sure, not the first two, certainly.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm down with the Japanese one.
Okay.
I think that seems legit. I think maybe some octopus was more involved or something. I think they were getting wet or wild together.
No octopuses were involved.
I choose to believe in a version of that creation myth where there were octopuses.
Okay, sure.
So that's my personal faith. As far as that second one,
Mhm.
That's a little bit less exciting. The whole like duality of man thing, overplayed. Come on.
That's Zoroastrianism is actually where the whole like dualistic cosmology originated from.
Yeah, I'm sure it originated in a bunch of different places,
No,
like
no, like
organically.
because dualism specifically really comes from Zoroastrianism, at least in the monotheistic faith. Because the idea of in the Hebrew Bible, at least, there is the idea that there wasn't really any evil being like Satan in the original Hebrew Bible. His name literally just translates to the accuser as rather than an evil figure. And it isn't until you see the widespread influence of Zoroastrianism that Judaism starts taking on a more dualistic tone.
Yeah, I just mean that there might have been other cultures which
I
independently
mean,
reached
yeah,
the
but like,
understandable assertion that people can have conflicting moral frameworks.
well, it's more a cosmic duology or dualistic thinking that I'm talking about, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, people
sorry.
love to outsource their whatever basal understanding of creation they can afford. But the point is that I think that one's somehow tainted, and I'm gonna pick the
Okay,
middle one.
okay. Yeah, you're right.
Boom.
um, but it's not entirely wrong. It's very close to being correct.
Well,
I
you
just kind of,
you just don't you oversold it.
no. What it is, it's like literally like Aru Mazda and the other guy.
Yeah, that's a
The
car, right?
Aru.
That's a
No,
car.
that's the actual like creator god in Zoroastrianism.
Aru Mazda, isn't that like a vehicle?
Aru Mazda, yeah.
Huh. They should
And
call one of their cars
Ahriman
Aru.
and Ahriman is like an evil god in that mythos as well. But the mythology of like someone like jizzing on the ground to create man, that is something from Babylonian mythos, not
Hmm.
Zoroastrianism. But it is like kind of influenced because both are Persian, or like what would become Persian rather. So
Yeah, I got you. I mean,
and it
Babylon
could,
was a big boy state.
yeah. And then the Gnosticism thing I talked about from the Questions of Mary, that's from Borberite thinking. It's just really, it's like a super unknown sect of Gnosticism that I just always find that story kind of weird to tell people about.
Yeah, I mean, understandably, understandably. Sounds kind of like a date rape scenario,
A little bit.
but that's
It's
okay. You know, that's
well,
okay.
he didn't have sex with Mary Magdalene. He just like created a woman to have sex with.
Yeah, and that woman absolutely consented.
Yeah, I mean she was created to consent, so I mean I guess it's a question of like does that count? But
I don't know. That's a no pun intended a deeper question.
okay, yeah. All right. Your last one before the bonus one.
No. I got. Oh yeah. You're right. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay. So here's a what I'm calling some. I'm calling this topic false negatives. Um, Einstein wasn't German.
Okay.
Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian.
Okay.
Locusts are not a species.
Locust are not a species. Einstein was Austrian. Cleopatra was not Egyptian. She was like something else. I'm pretty sure, right?
I mean, she may or may not have been. That's kind of the trick here.
I know. I'm pretty sure she was like. I don't remember what exactly, but I'm pretty sure she was an Egyptian, and I'm like fairly confident that Einstein wasn't German. So final answer is locust. Not
Ooh, boy, Virgil, things have really turned
wait,
around.
really? Which one was?
The false one is Einstein. He's German.
Really? I thought he was like Austrian or something.
No, I knew you would, but he's German.
Really?
Yeah. And locusts, not a species. They're just grasshoppers gone rogue.
Grasshopper's gone rogue. Damn. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Boom. We're coming from behind, baby. It's like your last topic all over again.
Oh no, no. Oh god, you're gonna like jizz in the earth and create islands, aren't you?
That's what's going to happen on page 2 of this MS Paint project.
Oh, okay, we're gonna have to like cancel that really quickly. Alright, so for my last one, first one, this topic is, I don't know, Jewish kingdom shit that I thought about.
Okay.
Alright, so first, King Solomon had 300 wives and 800 concubines. But it wasn't those that caused him to break the law. Rather, it was his owning of 12,000 horses that was specifically breaking Hebrew law. 2. Israel split into Judah and Israel because of a poorly timed dick joke from King Rehoboam, which prompted Judah to revolt.
Okay.
3. One of David's sons, Amnon, died while attempting to gird his loins, as it is said he had fell upon his own spear.
You know what? My gut reaction, immediate. I've spent a lot of time on these so far, but this one, I know it's the first one.
Okay.
I'm like so sure.
All right. Give me a point, baby.
No! Oh, I was so sure. 1,200 horses.
Yep.
They're Jews. That's so many horses. Come on.
He had a shit ton of fucking horses, dude.
Man,
then,
fuck that fact and the horse it rode in on.
Yeah, so that one is true. Israel did indeed split because of a bad time.
Yeah, I've actually heard that one before.
Yeah, that one's a pretty good one. The thing about David's son Amnon, I just made that up.
That just sounded like a real thing.
Yeah, I just tried to make it sound like something that would have happened in the Bible.
I definitely could have believed that happened.
Yeah, fair. Alright, so I did good on that one at least.
Oh, definitely. No, hey, you did good on all of them, except for the ones I got right. Boom.
Yep. Okay, sure, whatever. Alright, so, Chives.
So this would be the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Which doesn't actually... Does that make sense? Wait, there's 5 and 5.
Yeah.
But this is the 11th point on the board. Wait a minute.
And it'll be the tiebreaker. So we don't have to even worry about bonus points at this point.
Yeah, this is just perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
So it all comes down to this, apparently.
Yeah, apparently it's like really close. I didn't expect it to be this close.
Well, it makes for a more exciting game, perhaps.
Sure.
But now it all comes down to this, and this one I'm calling inventors and designers.
Oh God. Okay.
The modern ballpoint pen was designed by Arthur Conan Doyle.
Okay.
The modern Santa Claus was designed by Coca-Cola.
Okay.
The modern toilet was designed by Thomas Crapper.
I'm sorry, Thomas Crapper? Okay, that one you have me on the fucking fence. You made this one hard as shit, first of all. Thomas Crapper, I'm on the fucking fence about, because that just sounds too fucking stupid to be true. Oh god, I don't know what to think on this one. Oh my gosh. Like, on one hand, I want to say, sure, Arthur Conan Doyle invented the ballpoint pen. I don't fucking know, but sure. Coca-Cola invented Santa Claus.
Well, not invented.
Yeah, they invented the modern...
Obviously, Santa Claus is, like, way older than Coca-Cola.
When you say the modern image, can you be more specific?
Yeah, I'm referring to, like, when you think of Santa Claus, you're thinking of the red coat.
So, like, that image specifically.
Yeah, like the American modern version.
Okay, so I have seen really, like, vintage pictures of Santa Claus with a Coke. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, right? Thomas Crapper, though. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, this is fucking hard as shit. Okay.
Funny you should mention shit.
Okay, buddy. Okay. Okay, so let's think. Arthur Conan Doyle. What did that guy do? Isn't it Sir Arthur Conan Doyle?
Oh, yeah, probably. That's the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes. Is it Sir? I don't actually know. I didn't write that on my piece of paper. Actually, now I think you're right. It is Sir. But, so I'm disrespecting his memory by saying regular Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter for this. Like, on one hand, I will say him being Sir kind of makes me think he's a bit older than the ballpoint pen. Well, actually, no. Wasn't it NASA that invented the ballpoint pen? Okay, yeah, actually, no. I'm gonna say that the ballpoint pen one is false. I think that, NASA invented, like someone at fucking NASA invented the ballpoint pen.
It wasn't NASA.
But it wasn't Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, was it?
No.
Yes! Yes, okay. I took a fucking gamble because I thought Thomas Crapper was too fucking retarded to
No, that's a real thing.
That's insane. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's hilarious, actually.
Yeah, he invented the U-bend that allowed for the transition from toilets outside to inside.
Makes sense. Okay. Damn, that was a hard one, dude. I gotta give you that. That one was, like, tricky as shit.
Not tricky enough.
You threw in, like... Because I don't know, I just remember like a story about like NASA investing money into inventing like a ballpoint pen. So I think I just
Well,
lucked out on that
what
one.
they did was they invented a vacuum pen. Like I'm familiar with what you're talking about.
Okay,
Then
okay,
they
okay.
invented one that would never get stopped or dry out in the
Okay.
absence of. But like the ballpoint pen was invented by some other guy.
Okay, so just me remembering wrong kind of worked out in my favor then.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that because I won and you lost, so I'm better than you at everything.
I mean, you know what? At the very least, at this specific thing, in this specific instance,
I'm kind of surprised.
and I had a headache.
You had a headache, huh?
Yeah.
You had a headache? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, my hands hurt, so
Oh.
that was distracting me the whole time.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, my head hurts because of how much brain is in it. So.
My hands hurt because they're so busy doing really complicated and smart math equations.
Oh. Maybe we should do some math about making your hands hurt less. Boom. Got him.
Yeah, well, maybe you should think about how to make your head hurt less.
Ow. Ow.
Maybe your head hurts because you have such a tiny brain and you're overworking it.
Yeah, when I like nod back and forth, it jams up against the sides of my skull.
Ew.
There's bruising all over the place.
Oh my god, it's just flopping around in there. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
Like extra space.
It's all liquid.
Ew. Okay.
All right. Well, you know what? This is a. You know what? This is what do you call it? It's over. It's over.
It's over. Alright, what are we drawing now? GG? Alright, yeah, good game, yeah, good
GG.
game.
GG.
GG. GG. That's what you say. Alright, it's over. Now we can move on to tier list, because I think that was a big popular one mentioned within.
It was. People wanted to see some fancy tier lists, and I have a couple of the top.
That. Do we want to do the tier list, or do we want to do Would You Rather first?
Oh yeah, that'd be fine as well.
I think Would You Rather would be kind of like an easier thing to end the segment on, so let's do the tier list first.
All right, well, let's see. I've got 3 prepared. Let's
Okay.
let's see which ones we want to. Oh, I have it on. Wait, where are they? Where are they?
Yeah, I haven't pinned in Discord, so you need to go find them.
Oh yeah, I guess I lost them all. Man, that'll happen. Let me click on these links right here. Everyone, look at the GG.
Look at the GG, just watch it for a while.
All right, we've got fast food. We've got Minecraft. We've got cold cereal.
Fast food. Let's do Minecraft first.
All right, that one's might take a while.
Okay.
We're gonna see how it goes right now because
Holy shit! You actually got like not blocks. You just did like straight up like fences and shit too.
it's everything. I found one that had everything.
Oh god. Oh god. I don't know what half of this shit is.
Now I don't know either what half of this shit is, but
Alright.
obviously the first thing we have to figure out is the rankings, what the tiers are gonna be called. Now obviously we can have like useless trash.
Useless trash you throw into the lava the second it hits your inventory.
Yeah, I've also got at the top, you know.
You carry with like you good shit, yeah. On your inventory, or it's like I don't know, you get like really you genuinely get excited when you see it.
Makes sense.
Hey.
Maybe
Good
we'll
apps, good resources. You still actively look for them, right?
goodies and oldies.
Yeah, first that works. B, you don't like actively look for it, but you're still like pleasantly surprised when you get it. Yeah, passively good. I like that. And I'd say C is like passively trash, right? It's not like you avoid it, but they go meh. That works. That works.
We can add tiers if we want. I don't know if this is. Maybe we'll have like. I was thinking about throwing one in that's like personal favorites. Like I might be partial to like for example, one thing that I know I'd want to put here is mossy cobblestone. I love me some mossy cobblestone.
Fair enough. I vibe with that.
It's just a sick looking block that doesn't do anything, but it looks cool.
All right. So let's just go in order. Any type of dirt, I'd say, is big old meh. You can use it, but it's not really great, you know?
Easy enough. Okay,
Yeah.
for me, just right immediately, birch tree.
Mm-hmm.
Love birch tree.
Okay, perfect. That's fine.
Love birch tree.
All those type of like cooked like what is it? It's like what you get in the desert. I don't remember what it's called.
What you get in the desert?
And
Cactus?
no, cactus is like useless.
Yeah, cactus is dumb. Cake is dumb.
Minecraft creeper head. That's
Dumb.
always no, 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 no.
No? Alright, where do we want this? Personal favorites? What is it?
Favorite.
Does it do something?
If I look at Piggy while wearing the Minecraft creeper head, he would go all man. I'm sure. Favorite of mine.
Okay, that's a good anecdote. I like that anecdote.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
It's a birch trapdoor.
Fuck that. I'm keeping my birch as wood, thank you.
Let's see.
Pumpkin?
Like, you see all those like decorative blocks? It's like, what are those things called?
I have no idea what any of this stuff is.
Those are like useless trash because they're just like fucking dumb to make.
Yeah, also they look
You
dumb.
put a block of emerald in there, dude. That's the thing you just put in was a block of emerald.
Oh, you want block of emerald somewhere better?
Yeah, that's like good, passively good. Actually, goodies and oldies, like that's emerald.
Okay.
Diamond has to be at the top.
I think I've bought. Oh yeah, because you want a diamond block on your hotbar. let me just brag to this.
Okay, chill.
I was gonna show off to all my homies. Look at my diamond block.
I'd say the bookcase is also in goodie and oldie.
Yeah, bookcase is definitely really good.
Oh yeah. Crafting table that has to be at the top.
So this all like colored glass. I don't care about this.
I mean, I kind of like colored glass just because I use it, but it's not that important.
Crafting table is definitely should be at the top. That's
you
just.
always have the fucking crafting table on your fucking.
I think campfire's dumb.
No, campfire's good for. That's a personal favorite of mine. It's like.
Oh, okay.
Aesthetics.
I mean, I've never made one once, so I don't know that much. I've seen one in our old server, and it didn't go out in the rain. Magic. Magic.
Alright, let's see.
Bricks.
Cobblestone?
Bricks, cobblestone. We could put that stuff down here, right?
Brick is personal favorite. Any brick is personal.
All the bricks. All right,
Brick University, baby.
Oh, true.
Represent.
All right, coal's awesome. I think coal's got to be top. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, it's coal. Kind of need it for everything, right? I mean, it never loses utility. This is all dirt, right? All this stuff is dirt.
Yeah, wait, no, dirt's big old now, remember?
Oh yeah. I guess it's not.
Like,
I mean, by that argument, none of this stuff is completely useless because you can just build with it.
Okay, but I mean, like, would you really like? Why did you put cake in there? You could use cake pretty good, like, for some stuff. I bet cake is like big old meh. Okay, well then I guess you disagree.
I mean, big old man. You know, it's tough. We Fit. I remember made like 15 of the cakes all lined up in his house. It's my only experience with cake. I was like looking at them, and then the next day everyone ate them. What the heck?
Diamond door has to be at top as well.
Makes sense.
Just think of the fucking joy you have when you see Diamond door.
It's a good feeling. Oh, what is this? A creeper? Blue creeper head? That's crazy.
No,
What is that?
Fucking trash. It's the same thing with this other colorful block. Sorry that I just can't remember. All that like weird like.
Isn't this this like crazy chest? That's like a whole. Yeah, that and this thing needs to be up there too.
Yeah.
Oh, it has a white background. Nice.
It's a gift. I don't know why they made that one a gift, but they did.
Oh, this one's a gift too. I don't know what that is though.
It's the beacon, or not beacon. It's like that little thing you put to like let you breathe underwater.
Ooh. Okay, it's a meh. I suppose. This is a tricky one, man, because we'll be here a while.
Mhm.
Like cobblestone things, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different types of dirt. Oh, wow. How are there so many types of dirt?
I don't know, but all of them are like, I have the same opinion on all of them.
Cobble, perpy stuff. I don't know what this perpy stuff is.
If I don't like recognize it, then I just don't care.
Trapdoor, whatever.
Whatever, fellas.
Alright, I'm putting the gate personal favorite.
Fair enough.
Gates are sick.
Put the anvil at like the second highest one.
The anvil's pretty good.
Anvil's pretty good.
Any of the like utility stuff, I'm sure would go up there,
Yeah.
like potion stand.
It's a classic chest. I think you have to put that one up there too. You couldn't play Minecraft without the classic chest.
Oh, this is a 2x1 chest even.
Oh yeah, so it's real good.
We got a classic chest down here.
Very top, buddy.
I passed it. I don't know
I
where
don't
it is.
know.
Well, whatever. Oh, dragon head. Let's go.
That was your like art display, wasn't it?
Yeah. With this black carpet wings. That was awesome. I don't know what this barrel thing is. It's a meh.
Meh.
Forget these other kinds of gates.
Dude, there's just so many fucking blocks. Like,
This is daunting,
how many like more blocks are there?
dude.
Okay, no, we're done. We're done. I'm sorry, we're not doing all these fucking blocks.
They have all the different types of signs.
No, I'm sorry, absolutely not. There's no way we're doing this these fucking blocks.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's just move on. Or should we pick out? Do we pick out any favorites? Pistons, I love them.
Love it.
This thing right here, love it.
Hate it. Hate it.
This thing, super good.
Glowstone, love it. That's what I love. Glowstone.
Is this one glowstone?
No, that's fucking sponge.
Oh, sponges are good.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but it's not glowstone.
Oh, true.
Glowstone is like farther down.
Oh, there's like another shulker chest. There's two of them.
And it's like all different colors of like dyed shulker chests.
Oh,
or
you can
whatever.
dye it. So there's probably like 20 of them in here.
Yeah, and it's like absurd. It's just too much. Like there's a green shulker chest and like the line of green. Like no, you don't need all that. There's a purple shulker chest.
Wow, that's silly as heck.
It's just too much. It's just all like functionally the same thing.
Ooh, watermelon. Let's go watermelon. You make it to the top.
Watermelon? Okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, good. Please, I've had enough though. I've had enough of the Minecraft block. Like,
Cereal, fast food.
your choice. I chose Minecraft.
Fair. Okay. Cereal is the smallest one. Let's not be overwhelmed.
Okay. I will go ahead and say Cinnamon Toast Crunch S tier. Perfect cereal. Really great cereal.
It's got to be on here somewhere.
It's above you, below. Yeah.
Got it. Well, then I'm gonna immediately hit you back with my favorite that's on this list right after I find it, which is Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, that's a good one. Is Cocoa Pebbles on there? I really like
It is on there.
Nice. Is Cocoa Krispies on there? Yeah, Cocoa Krispies is really good too.
I've
They're
never
like
had that one.
crunchier- They're just like crunchier Cocoa Pebbles.
Is that what is that? Rice Krispies, but
Yeah, like chocolate Rice Krispies, pretty much.
okay. Let's pop out some like whatever ones, like Life
Okay.
cereal.
Get 'em out.
Special K is like all right. Cornflakes is whatever. Honey Bunches of Oats, okay.
Cheerios, I would put at A tier. Cheerios is like a good, reliable cereal, you know?
I feel like Cheerios is kind of the middle. I feel like that's like the average.
Okay.
What if we put it at B tier and I was like,
okay, I can agree with that.
it's like the B tier. I don't understand any of this Chex Mix nonsense. I think this is whack.
This is not what you do with Chex Mix. You don't like.
Now this might be. Now I put the Honey Nut up here, which is obviously a bit sweeter than regular Cheerios.
Mhm.
So maybe regular Cheerios. I don't know if that goes a little lower, or do you? Or should we Heart Healthy? Same tier. What do we think?
Same tier, sure, yeah.
What about Frosted? That's just got all the sugar on it.
I don't know. I've never like Frosted. I don't like super sugary cereals. Like,
Yeah, I feel like the frosting makes Cheerios worse.
Yeah, okay, I agree. So D tier.
Now we're
I've never
talking.
had chocolate Cheerios, but whatever.
Yeah, I've never had them either, but I think we get the idea. Ooh, French Toast Crunch? Boom.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just noticed that Frankenberry from Frankenberry looks like Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Frankenberry from Frankenberry.
That's what he's from.
What about Fruit Loops? I like Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops are like.
Fruit Loops are legit. I think I'd put them in A myself
I can agree with that. Okay.
because they're just not quite. Oh, same thing for me. Applejack, same thing.
I would put Apple Jacks down this year. I don't like Applejack. I think
Okay, I'm down with that too. I mean, it's mild in its own way.
Alright.
The Applejack's milk was a favorite.
This one might be a little controversial, maybe. What do you think of Cookie Crisp?
I'm actually not a big fan.
I like it a lot. I really like Cookie
Oh, I'll defer.
Crisp. Okay.
Is that going in S? You love it? A tier. Okay, then I'm gonna match it with
Yeah,
my
yeah,
own.
yeah.
I'm gonna match it with my own A tier. Might be controversial as well. Raisin Bran Crunch.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, but I can't allow you to put Raisin Bran Crunch.
Dude, the
at-
crunches are like so good though.
It's fucking it tastes like Raisin Bran. It's not good. I
Well,
hate Raisin Bran Crunch. Like, ugh.
If you like raisins and you like bran,
I'm fine with raisins and I'm fine with bran. I just don't think it's a very like. Okay, like let me read it. It's not disgusting, but it's like not A tier. It's boring. It's
you know
fucking
what?
raisin.
You know what? Okay, fine, but gotta keep it B tier.
Okay,
keep it B tier.
I'll be
Regular Raisin Bran is worse.
fair enough. Fair. That's true.
You know, and maybe that's just the crunches, man. It's like that excitement. It's
So
that.
the crunch always does add a good bit to any cereal.
And speaking of crunch, what about the captain?
Captain Crunch.
He's got
So,
several reps.
I do want to say there is like a soft spot in my heart for Captain Crunch just because his name comes up in a song, and I'm always a little bit like fond of that.
What song?
It's called "Breakfast" by the Newsboys.
Ooh.
It's a Christian song, and I listened to it when I was like 7, but it just stuck with me, you know.
Down to have some brekkie.
Time to have some brekkie, baby.
That's what they call breakfast in my house. All right. Well, I mean, hey, Captain Crunch. The rebuttal is, Captain Crunch fucks with your mouth. It's sharp. In my experience, Captain Crunch is great for the first couple bites, and then after that, it is not as good because your mouth is destroyed.
Okay, well, considering mine just comes from a reference in a song, I'm not too like opinionated on this.
Like, have you eaten Captain Crunch?
Not in a long time. I honestly can't remember.
I think when you're a kid, it doesn't matter because
Yeah, it's just
you're just chilling. But at least as a grown up adult person, it's like, yeah, man, it's just they're like little ninja stars.
Yeah. Okay.
And you gotta like really let it soak, but then it's not Captain Crunch, it's Captain Soft.
Captain Soft. It's just wrong. It defeats the point of him being Captain Crunch.
The exception to this rule, like if it were me, I'd put all of them in C tier except for Peanut Butter Crunch, because that's peanut butter.
True.
How you feeling about that? I mean, we can also move up Captain Crunch regular.
I feel okay. Hold off on anything peanut butter related. Okay, let's just.
Whoa!
Ranks on that real quick.
What's going on?
No. Okay, so specifically Nutter Butter. I want to talk about Nutter Butter real quick.
Let me just. Which peanut butter cereals do we have in here? There's a couple. Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs are good. Okay, I actually really like Reese's.
Nutter Butter. Now, I've never had Nutter Butter cereal.
Nutter Butter does not translate well into a cereal. It just doesn't. I would put Nutter Butter at the bottom. I do not like Nutter Butter cereal.
Now, I'm familiar. Nutter Butters are like peanut butter Oreo style cookie, right?
Yeah, it's like you have like it's like shaped as a peanut, and like the cracker part is like peanut tasting, and then it's filled with like a peanut butter filling.
And it's still that same like cookie filling cookie item in a cereal context.
What I remember, yes.
That's dumb as fuck.
Yeah, I hate it.
It would fall apart, and you'd have sludge.
Let me double check that actually. Nutter Butter.
Before we go ahead and slander Nutter Butter's fine name, we're gonna really take a hit on their market value if we slander them too much. Actually.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like it has like the cookie thing, but it's still just like peanut butter cracker cereal, which I don't think translates well because I imagine the cracker getting really soggy.
I'm sure it does.
It's being mushy like peanut butter shit, you know?
Of course.
Which I just don't think is very good.
I think. I
remember being very mushy about it.
I mean, I'm down to give that stuff a fail, and I think I also want to put on the bottom tier Crave. You ever have that?
No.
So Crave is a very similar idea. It's like little puffs of corn cereal, but they're filled with like chocolate sludge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a gusher, but a cereal, and also chocolate. And that sounds okay, until they get like a little bit wet and rupture.
Ugh.
And then you've just got these like empty, soft, tasteless, fibrous nonsense things.
Oh, that's gross.
Swimming in chocolate ick.
Okay. What about Kix? I've never heard of Kix.
Kix is like the plain version of Trix. It's like the flavorless version, where they're all the same shape and they all don't taste like anything.
And Trix are like the ones that are kind of like, they're all like Fruity Pebbles or.
Well, they weren't. They were like shaped like little fruits, kinda, and they were supposed to taste like the little fruits too. But I don't know if they did. I think they were all the same.
Sugar, sorta.
Yeah, they were all like the same homogeneous sweet fruit flavor.
Okay. So also, really quickly, Lucky Charms. Where would you put that?
I think that's C tier for me.
Really?
It's just too many. It's too many marshmallows. It's
This might be controversial to listeners, but I kind of agree. I just think the marshmallows aren't very good. They're just dry and crusty, you know?
Virgil, we are peas in a pod, which are legumes on this one.
The legumes? Wait, legumes in a pod?
Legumes in a pod. I want to put honeycomb in F tier, or D tier.
Okay. That's fine. I don't like honeycomb.
Honeycomb sucks. I want to put corn.
Fucking blows, baby.
I want to put corn pops at the bottom.
Yeah, no, corn pops just taste like bad, like Rice Krispies or like Rice Krispies. Put Reese's Puffs. I think Reese's Puffs are good. I really like Reese's Puffs.
Reese's
They're at the
Puffs.
top. They're at the.
Oh, Reese's Puffs. Oh yeah.
I like those. I
I'm-
put them at the top. They're like a.
I'm down with that.
Cereal.
I'm down with that. I would put peanut butter crunch like right below that.
Okay, that's fine.
Just because same idea. Love the
What
peanut.
about Cocoa Puffs?
Cocoa Puffs are I was never into. I'm not into too much chocolate, and that's like a very chocolatey cereal. But
let me take over here, Chives. As a resident chocolate lover, the chocolate and Cocoa Puffs, it just doesn't quite stand up to the chocolate and Cocoa Pebbles.
really,
As well as Cocoa Krispies.
because like I've talked to chocolate aficionados or at least self-affirmed before, and it's always seemed to me that Cocoa Puffs was heralded as a premier example of chocolate finery in breakfast dining.
I guess it kind of depends on the age now. It was probably like really good when we were little, but now I would have to say I'm not nearly as fond of it because it's almost overwhelming, right?
Ah, okay.
I'm a chocolate lover, right? But it's like if chocolate, unless you're just wanting to eat straight chocolate, you want something to balance it out, right? Or you want there to be some complexity, but it's just overwhelmingly chocolate in my opinion.
So you've developed a nuanced palate, and Cocoa Puffs can't deliver.
I would still say it's A tier. I just wouldn't put it as S tier. It's still very good.
I see. Then what about Count Chocula?
I never had Count Chocula.
Well, then forget about him. He's trash.
Forget about him.
Forget about him.
Forget about him.
And now we've got to talk about, let's see, what other chocolate cereals do we have? Oreo O's and s'mores, and that's it?
I don't think Oreos sound very good.
I've never had it, but I think it would have the same problem that the hypothetical Nutter Butter one had. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So I'm down to like just fail it right off the bat.
Alright, get out of here.
And on the same metric, while we're talking about weird smushed things together with filling, I don't think the Pop-Tart cereal could possibly be very good.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that the flavors would translate well into a cereal.
I mean, I think they might, but I wouldn't want it to be in that like weird shell and filling mix. I just want to have cereal pieces and milk. Like, come on, come on. Like what is that? $7 a box? Calm down.
What about Frosted Flakes?
That's a classic. I think B tier.
I'd agree with that. I was gonna say B tier as well.
Yeah.
It's not crazy good, but good memories. A lot of it.
It's Frosted Flakes.
It's fine.
They're acceptable.
They're fine. They're fine. All right. Chips Ahoy cereal.
Oh, never had that. Never heard of that till right now.
Just C tier. It's like fine.
It's fine. What about Cookie Crisp though?
C tier.
Where that's on here, right? Where is it?
You already ranked Cookie Crisp.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Put Chips Ahoy in C tier, not B tier.
Ah, that's why. Okay.
What about Captain Crunch? The rest of the Captain Crunches.
I mean, I'm not interested in any of these. You know,
Okay,
like
fine, get 'em out of here.
like regular Captain Crunch. I'm down to like for the nostalgia factor, for representing the brand. Maybe we give it another point, but the rest of them, I'm whatever about.
True.
What the heck are Sour Patch Kids cereal? Oh my goodness.
That sounds disgusting.
Like that sounds
I
like
hate it.
maybe that needs its own tier.
Sour Patch Kids cereal.
Oh no! What happened?
What have you done?
I wanted to type.
Add row below. God, why?
Oh, it didn't happen. No.
You changed the name of the other one. You changed the name of D tier.
Oh my goodness, it's the worst.
God, why? That's just Sour Patch cereal.
It's just a bad idea on its face. Like what people around a marketing table.
Like, no, that just is disgusting.
I know what kids want to help them get ready for their soul crunching 7 a.m. start to their horrible day. Sour. It's brilliant. Kids love grapefruit.
God. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Alright, Wheaties, I'm not into. I don't like all the sports brand shit they do.
Okay, fair. I've never had Wheaties.
They're like...
Where like I haven't had a lot of these cereals.
I've had some of the ones that are left. Like at this point, I've had...
Oh, Rice Krispies Krispies are B tier.
Oh, Rice Krispies I'm down for. Let's see. I know those are here somewhere.
Keep going.
There we go. Rice Krispies I'm definitely down with. I think Trix is like C-ish for me.
Okay.
Mini Wheats also C-ish for me.
Yeah, I can agree with that. They're okay. If like I had a bowl of them, I'd eat them.
I've never had it, but I think this thing with the gorilla should be S tier because I like that gorilla.
Is that the Jimmy's gorilla? Like the Russell like Jimmy's?
I don't know, maybe.
Like the Russell like Jimmy's. Like there's like this old meme that was like Jimmy's Russell.
Well, I know the Jimmy's Rustled meme.
That's the gorilla
do you?
on that. Yeah, that's
Well,
S tier.
is that with like the lawnmower flying into the sky and like that gorilla?
Or something, but like there was like a gorilla face that came along with it. And that was that.
Yeah, that was the gorilla face. Wow, and it's off of Gorilla Munch. Obvious S tier. I can't believe it took us so long to recognize.
I've never fucking had that cereal, but it's S tier.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna try some Gorilla Munch one day. That's the Patreon dono incentive. Get some Gorilla Munch. Kashigolian is actually super good. It's like Raisin Bran Crunch, but it doesn't have all the added sugar. I like it a lot.
I'll give you this one.
All right, I'll take it. The rest of these I've never had. I've never had any of these.
Dump them all in the fucking D tier.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that all these are whatever. Maybe you know what?
If you haven't heard of them, then
I've heard of the Halloween ones.
Okay.
But I'm putting this one in C because he looks like Ed from Ed and Nettie.
Okay. Alright, it's our finished cereal tier list.
I think it's a pretty legitimate list.
I think so too. I think it's pretty good. I can get behind this.
Now, the tricky list. The one that's almost as long as the Minecraft blocks list.
God, dude.
Is the fast food chains list. Now, I probably haven't had 2/3 of these.
Okay. So, A&W, I never have eaten that.
Me neither. Easy.
Arby's, 4.
I'm down.
Next one, I've never eaten there. Never eaten there on the next one.
I've eaten Annie Ann's, so I'll like, but it's fine.
Baskin Robbins, it sucks for everything but ice cream. Bojangles? No, I've eaten at Bojangles.
Oh, what's Bojangles? What's Bojangles?
Bojangles fucking phenomenal.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
It's fried chicken. It's just fried chicken and like fries and stuff. But oh my god, they have a sauce that ties everything together and it makes it so good.
Damn. What a high recommendation.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
I like how there's Jack's and Jack in the Box.
here, just go in order so we can.
Yeah, all right. Ben and Jerry's we've probably both had. That's gigantic, but it's ice cream. Like, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Biscuitville, it's pretty good actually. I really like.
Oh, that's a real thing. Okay.
Yeah, good.
Pretty good. Blaze Pizza, never heard of that. Blimpie, never heard of that.
Bob Evans.
I actually do have that around me, but I've never been to it.
It's 4, I'd say.
Boston Market is okay. I mean, I'd probably put it in disgusting. It's like a fast food version of Thanksgiving dinner,
Ugh.
but all year round.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew. No.
Brewsters? I don't know what that is.
I think it's an ice cream place.
BurgerFi?
Don't know.
That's where you can eat a burger over the internet.
Wow, I hate it.
Burger, all by just burger. Burger.
It's just phenomenal for the name alone. Burger. Don't put it above like. If we haven't eaten it, we shouldn't rank it just on the.
Yeah, I guess not, but burger. I wonder what they sell.
Or what about Burger King?
Yeah, man, it's average for me.
I'd agree.
California Pizza Kitchen. Never heard of that. Captain D's.
Captain D's nuts.
Get out of here. Carl's.
Jr.
I never have either. This is rough. Charlie's? Never had that.
I've had Charlie's before. I like it. I'd say it's good.
Okay, I'm down.
They have really good. Okay, I do want to like paraphrase by saying I haven't eaten there since I was a kid, but I have really fond memories of eating there.
Oh, very fond. What do they have? Like a playpen?
No, they no, nothing like that. It was just good food.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Is that Checkers?
Checkers Rallies? It's one item.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Me neither. Alright. Chick-fil-A?
I like Chick-fil-A, but are we gonna get like hacked if we say that it's good?
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's not my favorite fast food chicken place,
Hmm.
but it's fine. What I like that they are serious enough about their like convictions to close on Sundays. I respect that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It has nothing to do with the quality of their food. I just respect that about them.
Okay, fair. I can vibe with that. All right, what about good old Chipotle, as they say?
I think Chipotle is pretty good. It's average.
Yeah, I would put it higher if it wasn't so fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. You want like a bowl of whatever, and then you're walking out with $11. It's like medium food at medium speed.
Yeah, and it's like when you consider like the quality of fast food, you have to compare like the food itself to the price point,
Yes,
and I don't think you could put Chipotle above like average
I agree.
just because of that price point.
I don't know Church's Chicken.
I've never eaten there. I've heard of it. I just never ate there.
CC's is awful.
There's one thing I really like at Cece's, and it's the like desserts, but I'm not gonna say it's above disgusting because
All right.
the
Cinnabon's a tricky one because I simultaneously love it and think it probably should go in disgusting.
yeah, I agree. It's like there's some of those things you smell, and it's like so like
It's intoxicating.
yeah, and it's like when if you ever get a Cinnabon, it's like those first few bites are heaven, and then you just hate yourself. Like 3 bites, you hate yourself, right? Like,
It's like you become incapable of walking away from the store.
yeah.
So, I love it, but I think disgusting.
I'm fine with that.
Cold Stone? Yeah. Cold Stone is
Never had it.
Cold Stone's actually ice cream.
Cookout is phenomenal, by the way. Cookout, absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, I don't know that one at all.
It's something down here in the south. It is like good food, or when I say good, like good fast food for like dirt cheap. So good.
Damn.
So I did get food poisoning there once, but I think that was.
And it's still phenomenal. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's so phenomenal.
Let's go Cookout. Culver's is okay.
Never had that.
It's just like a regular fast food place, but they're alright. I mean, I would never go there on purpose. DQ is disgusting.
I think DQ at poor, not disgusting.
Oh my god, gross. Wow.
I mean, it's not good, but I don't really feel disgusted by it.
Like, I would give the whale cake a pour, and everything else is like, if there was a rank lower than disgusting.
Oh, you really don't like.
I can't.
DQ.
It's crazy that they're even allowed to serve food.
What? What?
It's like,
What do you have against DQ? Jesus.
I mean, they're just gross. They're just gross. And I mean, maybe it's just the ones around me, but it seems like, I've seen people get like the chicken nuggies from there.
Okay, I'm not talking about like food. I'm talking about like.
I'm talking about the food.
Oh, I was talking about the ice cream.
Ice cream isn't made there. I think.
Oh, really? I didn't really think of it like that. I was just thinking, oh, they serve ice cream, so it counts.
I mean, ice cream. I'd give the ice cream a pour. I would.
Okay.
Everything else, though, for me, it drags it down.
Okay.
It drags it down because those nuggies, they ain't nuggies.
Oh, what are they? Are they just like rubber?
They're like, imagine a thin strand of, like you remember when you're driving down the highway, and you see like the tire that got burnt out, and there's like the inner strip of rubber that like fell off of one of the guy's tires, and it's like on the side of the highway.
Is that what the?
Okay, imagine that shrunk down to scale, but shrunk down in that shape, and then breaded, and then fried in old used oil that already smells bad.
Can you stop describing it? I'm actually tasting it in my mouth. I don't want to. Please stop.
Yeah, I mean, I think DQ is gross.
Okay, fine. TQ is disgusting. You convinced me. We're done.
And I hope their stock prices do go down.
Yeah, our podcast, when we become famous, DQ gonna take a big hit.
We're out of here.
Alright.
Del Taco is pretty good.
Never had it, so that's your decision.
I mean, I think it's the second best Mexican fast food place, and you'll see who my favorite one is when we get there.
Okay. Denny's?
This is similar to Cinnabon for me, where I like the idea of going to Denny's.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
You go in and you're like, you just feel gross.
Dude, the last time I was in Denny's, I literally, there was an option to have a grilled cheese sandwich.
I hate it.
So, okay, this is what I ordered, and I did eat the whole thing, and it was like 3:30 a.m. It was a couple years ago, so it was, there were two grilled cheese sandwiches that were like American cheese that the menu specified were made with, instead of butter, like, you know how when you make grilled cheese in your house, you put butter on the bread and then
Yeah.
like grill it so it gets all nice brown crispy, you know.
Mhm.
So the menu specifies not butter, mayonnaise.
Wait, that's something people do though. We do
I
that
know.
here in the
Well,
South.
no, I like that too. But they specify that, and that's on all the sides. Okay, and then there's two of those, and then there's mozzarella sticks
Uh huh.
and marinara sauce that are in between the two grilled cheese sandwiches, like one big sandwich.
Oh my gosh. No. No, no. So cursed. Oh my god.
I was just so morbidly curious when I saw it on the menu. I had to
You
know.
had to try it,
I had to
yeah.
try it. I mean, I was sitting there. What can you do? At some point, your hands are tied.
Mhm.
Domino's?
Domino's? Average.
Ooh, okay, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I
I mean,
fast food pizza, I think, is all kind of whatever. I mean, I'm not. I'll
yeah,
get
I mean, I think it's all just average, you know, like kind of borderline poor. I could see it going into poor.
except for CC's, which is just trash.
Yeah, no, CC's is gross. So
I this may be controversial. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts at all. I think everything's terrible.
I've never had like donuts. If I've ever gotten donuts, I always get it from like Krispy Kreme.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I like Krispy Kreme a lot.
I
I've never
think
bothered with Dunkin' Donuts.
I think Dunkin' Donuts.
I have. Their donuts are very subpar. I'd put Dunkin' Donuts as poor.
Yeah.
They're disgusting, but they're poor.
So do you drink coffee, Virgil?
I do occasionally, and I've never gotten coffee. I will say I've never gotten coffee from a fast food place.
Fair.
Coffee, it's homemade coffee.
So like for me, I would say Dunkin' Donuts poor, except their coffee. It's weird. It's awful. I drink coffee black, and their coffee's not even really coffee. It's just like this muted.
water.
It's like muted burnt water with caffeine. Assuming they're even telling the truth about it having caffeine. So like that for me means I want to put it disgusting.
All right, if you say the coffee is that bad, I'll let you do that.
It.
What's the next one? Like,
I've never had Einstein Bros bagels.
never have either. I have seen it before though.
Isn't El Pollo Loco like fictional from Breaking Bad?
I don't know. I've never had it.
Alright, I've never had it either. Fat Burger?
That just sounds disgusting. I'll be honest. I've never had it, but that just sounds gross.
I kind of like how the icon looks like a mouth. Like it's eating the fat burger.
That could have been like better designed to fit that. I feel.
Yeah, they should have had like maybe like little teefies.
Or like made like the patty, like the burger part more round.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, we haven't eaten it. Fazoli's.
Never had it. It sounds Italian.
Me neither.
I like Firehouse Sub.
I've never had it.
I put it at average. I think it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like good. Like, actually, I put it at good. Their subs are pretty solid. They're like way better than
Ooh.
Subway subs.
Damn. Nice. Subway's gross, so I'm down with that. I like Five Guys. Do you like Five Guys?
Yeah, I like Five Guys.
Five Guys? Five Guys is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is Friendly's even fast food?
I don't know. I've never had Friendly's.
Oh, okay. Then
You can put if you have, you can rank it wherever.
I just don't think it should be. Friendly's is like a sit-down restaurant.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's like a Chili's, like Applebee's. It's like that tier of place, or like Ruby Tuesdays. I don't know how many of those are around you, but it's like that style of place. Fuddrucker I've had that before. It's burgers.
I've never had it, so that's up to you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Green burrito.
Never had it.
I never had this.
Never had it either.
Never had this.
Nope.
Never had this.
Nope.
IHOP is I put it in Denny's tier. It's like just like Denny's to me.
Really? I think it's like more high quality than Denny's.
It probably is. But every time I've gone to IHOP, I always end up getting like there's this one menu item that's like cream cheese, strawberry, pancake stuffed. What I don't know.
You do like absurd. I just get like chocolate chip pancakes and I'm happy.
Yeah, I gotta try that more often. I go hard in the paint because I don't eat out that much. When I do, I'm like, ooh, what's that?
What's that?
Well, let me go wild here. All right, we'll stick it up in average. I'm down with that.
I've never had In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's really good.
Okay.
I've never had Jack in the
Never had
Box.
Any of the Jack shit.
Never had Jack's. I never had Jamba Juice.
No, I've never had Jamba Juice either.
I've never had Jason's Deli.
It's poor.
Okay.
Jersey Mike's, I don't like Jersey Mike's either. Actually, no. Sorry, Jason's Deli is average. Jersey Mike's sucks.
Jason's Deli. Where did I even put that?
4 tier. You put it in 4. It's average.
Okay.
Jason's Deli is fine, but Jersey Mike's sucks. Jimmy John's, chef's kiss, phenomenal. Love Jimmy John's. High
Oh,
quality.
damn. Jimmy John's is up there.
Johnny Rocket. Never had it.
It's fine. It's like a diner. Like, this is kind of like Friendly's, where I don't really think it should even
wait,
be.
I think I have had that like once in DC, but I don't remember anything about it.
I just don't think it should be on this list. It doesn't strike me as fast food.
Okay.
But that's okay. It's here. So I think it's alright.
Okay.
Jollibee, I don't know what that is, but it looks horrible. That bee is like, I'm gonna get haunted.
I don't like that bee, yeah.
I'm gonna get haunted by him later. You're gonna put me in phenomenal, haha!
Oh god, stop. It's not Mickey. Leave him alone.
He's horrible looking. I hate
Get
him.
outta here.
I hate him. KFC's fine.
Fine. It's average, I'd say.
It's fine. Krispy Kreme.
They did have the curl. Oh yeah, Krispy Kreme definitely.
I don't know what Crystal is.
I don't either.
Little Caesars, I think, is meh.
It's poor.
Yeah, I
I've
would.
never really liked the pizza there.
I don't like John Long John Silver's at all.
I don't like fish, so.
Yeah, I don't even understand like why there can be a fast food fish like that. Something about that. Like, I get you can freeze fish, but it's still weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's odd.
I don't know what either of these are.
Marco's is like a pizza place that's average. It's just like average pizza.
Okay. Callister's, I don't know.
I don't know. I've been Callister's either.
I guess I have to
There
put
we go.
I have to put Mickey D's like good. I guess. I mean, it's Mickey
Yeah.
D's.
It's Mickey D's. You can't not put it in good. There's like something new anyone can find at Mickey D's.
And the thing that's really nuts about them is how they own. You ever read about how they own the property? Like, the franchisees also pay rent.
Oh.
Like, that's why McDonald's locations never really weather the storm of recession. Because they're, like, they never have to, like, they buy the land long before they actually build the location. Like, they speculatively buy plots of land. McDonald's is actually one of the largest landowners in the country. It's really fascinating. And that was all Ray Kroc, who, his whole story is crazy. But I like the story of McDonald's more than I like the food.
Okay.
But the food's also fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's McDonald's.
I'm down. I
You
mean,
know what you're getting with McDonald's.
yeah, and there's something in there that you can have. I don't know what mod is.
I don't know what mod.
This looks like an anti-cheat system.
Do you think they just accidentally put like an anti-cheat system in the past?
Yeah, maybe. When are we gonna find? Oh shit! What's the TF2 one called? I don't even know. Oh, whatever.
Like Valve anti-cheat.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Moe's.
Moe's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never had any strong opinions on Moe's.
Noodles.
Noodles Company.
I don't know what that is.
Never had it. Crust, disgusting.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Panera.
Panera Bread.
I like Panera, but it's kind of expensive. So I put it in the average category for the same reason I put Chipotle there. Good food, but overpriced.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Okay. Papa John's, baby.
I mean, average, I guess.
Yeah, it means pizza. Fast food pizza.
Papa Murphy's, I don't know what that is, but these
Never heard of
text
Papa
is so small.
Yeah, it is.
At least this is like a good list where all the logos are actually in the square. Alright, I don't know what that is. East Coast Subs, I don't know what that is either.
Never heard of it. Pita Pit? It sounds fun, but I've never been there.
I really don't like their logo. It looks like that's like just a bunch of guacamole on a pita.
Ew. Pizza Hut? More like pizza butt. Got it.
Oh, damn, disgusting.
No. How about your opinion on Pizza Hut? Pizza.
Popeyes, S tier. S tier Popeyes.
Is that your favorite fast food?
Yeah. Well, not my favorite fast food. My favorite fast food chicken.
Okay, I like Popeyes a lot, definitely. Phenomenal.
Portillo?
Nah, I never heard of it.
Never me neither. Potbelly? I don't know.
Never heard of it.
I don't know this one either. Qdoba.
It's average, again, overpriced.
Okay. That's hard to see.
Oh my god, you see like the shitty cactus.
I like it though. I like the shitty cactus. I think Quiznos is disgusting.
Yeah, I agree.
Cane's, I don't know.
Never heard of Cane's, never heard of Rita's, never heard of Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers I've had. It's whatever. Sparrow, I think, is the worst of like all the fast food pizzas, except for CC's maybe.
You put that where you want. I've never had Sparrow.
Oh wow, that looks horrible. Sbar Sparrow's Sparrow's weird because in the Northeast, at least, there is no, like, literally there is no mall without a Sparrow in the food court. But that's all. That's like the only place that there are this restaurant. They don't actually have locations.
Interesting. Okay.
It's bizarre, and they only sell pizza by the slice. That's the other fucking annoying thing.
Oh, they don't like so.
No, no, they don't. They're money grubbing.
That's shitty.
The pizza's okay, but all that other thing sucks. I think Shake Shack is awesome.
Yeah, I'd say it's a bit overpriced is the only thing, but I'm willing to put it at good because I think the food's actually worth like the price point.
Oh, look at that burger just hanging.
Burger.
Burger. I like it.
Cheap is gas station food, right? Like,
I've never had it. I've never even heard of it.
It's gas station food.
So it's got to be gross, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Smash Burger.
Never had smash burger.
Me neither. Smoothie King I've never had.
I hate Smoothie King. I think it's disgusting.
All right, easy enough. I think Sonic's disgusting.
Fair enough. I've never had it.
All the things I said about Dairy Queen apply here.
To Sonic or Starbucks?
To Sonic. It's
Okay.
like the same kind of thing.
Rubber, like shitty, like burnt rubber that you find on the side of a highway.
Yeah, Starbucks is like a cross between McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts, where their story is similar, but the food is still trash, if you ask me.
I like Starbucks' hot chocolate a lot.
Go average?
Mm,
Good?
we can put it at poor because it is overpriced.
It definitely
I like
is.
their hot chocolate, but everything else is average.
Have you ever seen in the image about like it's the lady like holding her own legs over her head?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's whack.
Fucking wild. Alright, Steak and Shake.
I mean, I think this is phenomenal. I love Steak and Shake.
I like Steak and Shake a lot too.
Let's go, Steak and Shake.
Let's go Steak and Shake. Let's go. Subway, disgusting.
I'm done with that. Now this is my boy.
Taco Bell is my king.
Let's go! Taco Bell is the...
I need in my life.
Wow, Virgil, we're spirit animals right now because that's how I feel.
Taco Bell is like...
Maybe Taco Bell gets its own tier?
Yeah, Taco Bell is so... Make it the Taco Bell. Make it purple too. Well, you're changing phenomenal. You're changing
God
phenomenal.
damn, my goodness.
That phenomenal is red.
This is so hard.
Alright, there you go. You fix that. Taco
No!
Taco Bell. Taco Bell, let's go.
Oh, Taco Bell's amazing. Taco Bell's amazing.
Taco Bell is like good price point, good food, fucking so good. Like
Good
quality.
business practices.
Yeah, dude.
You know, they use organic meats. They pay college credits for their employees. They give vacation time. All this amazing stuff that most American businesses don't do.
Basically, the ideal business.
Like
in a capitalist society, the ideal business.
Not to mention that they were the winner of the fast food wars.
Naturally, I mean it's Taco Bell. How would they not be the winners?
It's a Sylvester Stallone movie.
I've never heard of it.
We'll come back to that. We'll wrap back around to
Okay,
that.
okay.
Maybe we'll have a movie night. Taco Bell's best here. I'm glad we're on the same page because it's just. I mean,
I was getting ready to like fight for Taco Bell if you said anything.
oh, I was getting ready to fight for Taco Bell. We were about to throw down.
About to fucking throw hands, like, but then we're just like, let's go Taco Bell.
If any of this was, gonna be in contention for better than Taco Bell, that was it. That was it. We're done.
We're done.
I don't care that you won the last contest. It's done.
It's over, dude.
And like even the rest of these, like, did any of these even matter at the end of the day? I don't know. I don't think. Yeah. I mean, all right. Here's a. I guess we'll finish up. There's only like 10 left. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I've
never heard of Taco Bueno.
I've never heard of any of these until Tim Hortons.
Yeah, anything to Tim Hortons I've never heard of.
All right, Tim Hortons.
Taco Time does sound really fun though.
It does. I'd give Tim Horton like a good. I like Tim
I've
Hortons.
heard it's like decreased in quality, but I don't quote me on it because all I know is stuff from Lemons, and he just kind of bitches about their coffee.
Well, I haven't had anything from Tim Hortons in like 5 years, but I used to like it a lot.
Okay, I've never had anything from Tim Hortons, so I'll let you do that one.
Yeah, and if Live complains, that's on Live.
That's on Live.
I don't know.
Never had it.
I like their logo, but it's all right. Waffle House is cool. Um,
Waffle House is a vibe for me. I'd put Waffle
uh,
House at average.
that's what I was gonna suggest as well.
But let me explain Waffle House for
I
a
want to hear
second,
it. I want to
okay?
hear it.
It's a different dimension that you go to between like midnight and 4 a.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
If you enter a Waffle House in those hours, you enter like a portal to another realm and you just leave our plane of existence. And I would know because I've gone to Waffle House many times between those hours and it just is different at that time. Why like reality feels different. It's like weird and kind of fuzzy on the edges and it's like
But people are inviting too.
yeah, no, they're all nice. The thing is, like, the waitress has always been super nice at Waffle House.
And Waffle House, great coffee. Great
Yeah,
coffee.
it's got good waffles. It's good breakfast food, you know. Like, me and my roommates would like go and hang out at Waffle House, and that was that. And one time I saw a drunk girl there, and her boob fell out of her dress, and I saw the boob, and I was like, okay. And she put her boob back in her dress, and that was what I saw.
Okay.
So.
Hey, great story. Great story.
Yep, that's all I've got to say on that.
I never saw a boob at Waffle House, but I'm still young. There's time.
Yeah, don't worry, man. You'll just keep waiting. You'll see one day.
I've spent less hours like overall in Waffle House than you, so like statistically,
Yeah.
I'm down for sure with Waffle House. That place is awesome.
Good. All right, Wawa.
Wawa's whatever.
Whatever.
I'd put it in poor.
Never had it, so.
It's like it's essentially a gas station. It's a little bit better, but yeah.
Okay.
I think Wendy's is average.
Yeah, average. A bit expensive, but.
I don't know what these next two are.
I've never had Whataburger. What does that even say?
Which Spencer sandwiches?
That's disgusting. I don't like which.
Oh, okay. Get out of here. I think White Castle's kind of gross as well.
I think it's disgusting.
And I've never had any of the ones that are left.
Zaxby's is disgusting. Zoe's Kitchen I've never had. And the rest I haven't had.
All right. That's our list.
There it is. We ranked all the fast food restaurants.
It won't show on all one thing unless I do this. So let's.
There we go.
Now people can really
There's the king.
soak it in. Taco Bell at the top, where it deserves it.
The only thing I will stand by, like, vehemently is Taco Bell in this list, by the way.
I mean, really, once like we got to that point, like even now looking at the list, my eyes stop. Like after that, that's all I needed.
Once we see Taco Bell at the top, we're done.
Like I
really
approve of this list,
mm-hmm.
and it's good to know. So that means that in the future, we're gonna have to find a tier list ranking of all the Taco Bell menu items.
Oh my god, that's what we do next time.
Oh my goodness.
Taco Bell menu.
Sneak peek, cheesy gordita crunch. Where's it go?
Ooh, at least A tier.
At least A tier. Yes, at least A tier. At least. Maybe higher. Maybe higher.
I don't know. The thing is, for me, it just comes down to like sometimes things are like really greasy, so I might like pull back a little, but I can still vibe with the there you go, crunch, right?
I mean, I love it. You know, it's a classic. I try to get it every like 50% of the time, but you know what? I won't get too into it. Ooh, we'll save that one.
All right, let me ask one about you. What do you think about steak quesarito?
Ooh, that's a great one. You got to be in a savory mood. So usually I'm a fire sauce user, and that goes great with that.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
But I think if I was gonna have one of those, I'd want it to be in that sort of mood where I'm not gonna use that much sauce. I want to like mostly be like a slow, like eat it slow, eat it when I get home.
Yeah, enjoy it, you know.
I want to cherish it, you know. I don't want to just chow that on the highway, the way that I might do some other menu items because it needs some attention.
I will say though, if you do need to get something to eat on the road, things like a quesarito are good just because they're so like compact and clean.
That's fair. That's a great point. I mean, yeah, the cheese gordita crunch is not a great fit for that.
Yeah, exactly. But like quesarito is crunch wrap, no.
I think that this is definitely a successful tier list right here, and we've learned something important, which is that both of us have the correct opinion about Taco Bell.
I agree. Yeah, so we can continue on with the podcast pretty much because we both have the right opinion on Taco Bell.
That's right. Compatibility assured.
Mm-hmm. It's over. We're fine on that.
So then, with the tier list behind us, we had discussed doing a few would you rather discussions.
Mm-hmm.
I've we've done the liberty of finding a random like a random generator
Mm-hmm.
for these, which I can drag onto the screen.
Yes, please do.
Let's see here. Here it is. This one's got. It's kind of ugly, but the thing is right here. Here's the first random one apparently.
Okay.
Would you rather always have a shopping cart with one wheel that doesn't work right when shopping, or an uneven table leg at every restaurant where you eat?
Oh. Oh God. So I feel I'd go with the shopping cart one. Wait, no, I'd go with the table leg. I'd go with the table leg.
I'm on the
'Cause,
same
like,
page.
Yeah, because you can kind of shove your foot under the table leg.
Or like anything. Just like stick a couple napkins down there.
Yeah. But with the shopping cart, it's just a crazy inconvenience that you can't really get rid of.
Yeah, and if it's squeaky or something, then you have everyone that's like, oh
Like,
man.
like, oh, that's that motherfucker again. If you like come across them in the aisle or whatever, like.
Didn't you already get what you needed from this aisle,
Why are
buddy?
you back here? Like, go away.
I'm trying to like internally monologue, and this fucker keeps walking up with his squeaky wheel. All right, so we're in agreement here, and this is an easy one to get us started.
Okay. Generate a new one.
Would you rather be at a 4-hour concert of a band you hate, or a 4-hour dinner with a person you
4-hour
dislike?
4-hour dinner, easy.
Yeah, me too. Again.
You can eat and like have a nice time, but if you're at a concert, it's kind of like hard to avoid.
You just have to get something get like a several course meal, and so you can spend all your time eating, or get like really hot chili and then go to the bathroom for 2 hours.
I mean, also like, I don't know about you, but like for even people I dislike, I can still make conversation with. You know, like.
Yeah, like do they know that we dislike them, or is it just like a hidden factor?
Is it someone that doesn't know? Okay, so I guess this is like a good call. Would you rather have a 4-hour dinner with a person that you dislike and they know that you dislike them, or a dinner where they don't know you dislike them?
Well, definitely where they don't know, because I could I could bullshit like the best of them.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So like, it'd be pretty unawkward. But like, how would your answer change on this, like the ones on the screen, if it was with someone that knew you disliked them?
That's a much tougher question. Because, like, you have to think about if you're willing to get into the down and dirty. Because, like, if I knew that I was going to be sitting down across the table with someone that I knew disliked me, like, I guess maybe I'm the sort of person that would just ignore it and we'd, like, maybe not talk at all. Or...
That's the thing, like, would conversation just not happen and everyone just, like, eats?
Yeah, or would it be about, like, well, what don't you like exactly?
That would be interesting, though. I think that'd be, like, an interesting conversation to have is the thing. So I think, like, regardless, I would still end up sticking with the 4-hour dinner, just because either it's just, like, you're just silent while eating, or it's just, yeah, it's kind of boring, but at least it's, like, you can eat. It's not like you're entirely, like, without something to do.
That's true.
And if you really need to talk to someone, there is someone to talk to, even if you don't like them.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe by the end of the 4 hours you like each other.
Which would be interesting, like... Because, like, that's at least redeemable, right? And, like, because if you go to a 4-hour concert of a band, you're like, even if, like, you dislike the music and not the band itself, you could be like, oh, well, I mean, you can still enjoy the personality of the band, but it's like, you're still stuck with music you hate.
Yeah,
right?
That's really oppressive, and I feel like you'd be unlikely to come around on music when being accosted with it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, no, you're just gonna get annoyed and angry, and
But
it's just gonna be miserable.
I guess for me, like, a lot of the people that I dislike because they're boisterous and like self-affirming and attention grabbing, and like I feel like a dinner with one of those people who knew that I disliked them would just be this grating desperation from them to like validate my feelings, and I'd be like, "You're stupid." which wouldn't help my case at all. So 10 seconds in, I've ruined it. So I don't know. In that case, I might, it's cowardly, but I might pick the concert. At least that, maybe.
I'm stuck on the person. I couldn't force myself to, like, just be standing up or even sitting down in, like, a loud
Well,
way.
you can people watch, you can people watch a little bit. Like,
true, I guess.
Like, oh, look at that mosh pit. That guy just had his glasses broken. Oh, look at that couple's having sex over there. Like, there's...
What is a band you hate? Like, give me a band you hate.
actually am pretty open when it comes to music.
That's the thing, right? Like I'm trying to think of like a band I genuinely dislike, but most of the time I can just
Well,
kind of like,
I just don't understand like the word hate attached to a band. Like that's an artist who's making something that matters to them. I could never hate that
what if
person.
it's someone you take like ethical problems? It's like, do you know the whole thing with Davi Vanity, like the guy that's like a pedophile from Blood on the Dance Floor?
I don't. I don't know about
He
that.
Okay, so like obviously you don't know the music. Put the music aside for a second. He is like an emo punk sort of band back in the early 2000s, I want to say.
Okay.
Um, he preyed on underage girls that were usually like anywhere between like 10 and 14.
And by preyed on, you mean like he used his stardom to like invite them backstage and.
Yeah, invite them backstage, invite them into a tent away from their parents.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not okay. You know.
Yeah, like obviously. I'm not here like trying to get you to justify that, but like, what would you do if it was like at that sort of thing?
Well, I definitely, if I saw that happening, well, he's probably got like bodyguards or whatever. I'd be like,
Well,
well, shit.
no, not like if you saw that happening. If you're just like at the concert, just for the
If I had the prior knowledge, yeah, I definitely would be pretty annoyed and like just pissed off about that, and that there's a
like a
you know
fan,
yeah
like,
that there's a cycle of abuse which exists in areas surrounding fame, not and that's an ongoing problem that isn't completely correlative to music alone. Definitely something that I'm aware of and sad about.
right.
And on the bright side, if I were so uh, completely consumed, dwelling in the mire of that reality, I might not even notice the music.
I agree, but the thing is, this is a follow-up question, right? Wouldn't you being at the concert contribute to that cycle of fame and abuse?
I had to buy. Did I have to buy a ticket?
Regardless, you're still there, and you're still like bolstering his like attendance numbers.
I'm gonna go around and
Shit
I'm gonna like walk quickly through the crowd and like elbow people so they think it was like the other person next to them, and start fights.
Ruin the concert for everyone because you hate it.
Although if it's like a bunch of 10 to 14-year-old girls, then I'm gonna be like way taller than all of them.
It's really obvious that you're doing it.
They're gonna think that I'm another pedophile. Oh, that's a problem.
Oh God, Chives, what the fuck?
Well, if I'm the only older man there, that's not good.
That's not. Yeah, it's really not good.
Are there any like 30-year-old men that listen to My Chemical Romance?
I mean, I'm sure like now there are, but like back in their heyday.
Now there are.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess that's true. I guess
Yeah, dude, you didn't think of that one, eh?
I guess I do know who that band is. It's like the same kind of band, right?
Yeah, except they're good. And Davi Vanity's like Blood on the Dance Floor.
Wow, throwing shade.
You wanna like play some of the Davi Vanity music on the podcast right now?
I think we're gonna get copyright struck by nobody.
It's okay. We'll like take it out. So I'll play it for you. We'll like edit it out, okay?
I don't want to do that to the audience, but we will have to revisit. Maybe we can.
Okay.
But music sharing is a fun idea. Fun idea for the future. Because like I don't actually know that whole genre very well. Like I know my MCR because I had friends that were into it, but I never was.
Right. Okay.
So Dobby, is he named after the elf from Harry Potter?
No, it's Davi with a V.
Oh.
It's almost like Davy, but it's pronounced Davi, I think. I was never into Blood on the Dance Floor, so this is like not. This is kind of stuff.
Oh, his name is Davi.
Mhm.
I thought the band's name was Davi.
No, Blood on the Dance Floor is the band.
Davi's not his real name. His name is probably David, and I think that's edgy.
Listen, we can investigate this another time. I'm just, like, telling you, like,
All right. Would you rather question number 3?
okay.
And it's Virgil's turn to read it. Let's go.
Okay. Would you rather be able to change your past or be able to change your future?
That's dumb. I can already change my future. That's like what
Yeah,
life
exactly.
is.
All right, so give me a minute.
This question's dumb.
Would you rather eat dog food or cat food with every meal?
I gotta go with dog food.
I don't like fish, so dog food.
I mean, the trouble is that cat food is like entirely protein. Dog food is much more similar to the human omnivoric diet. You'd get sick if you ate cat food all the time.
Well, if you want to hear a fun story, when I was little, I used to eat dog food, so I already got that one under my belt.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that unusual. I've eaten plenty of dog biscuits in my life. One time, there were these peanut butter biscuits on sale and I got a couple dogs, and I bought them, and they smelled so peanut buttery. They smelled amazing. And so like I'm like, let me just nibble on one of these. You know, my dogs did not get those.
No, you ate all of them? No, stop it. Oh,
They
no.
were pretty good, dude.
No, Chives, you can't do that to your poor dog.
No, they're fine. They have like the Costco brand ones.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
Alright.
These were like gourmet ones that were on sale.
I see. So you got like the gourmet ones for yourself.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't usually buy those for my dogs.
Yeah. Well, you don't spoil your dogs.
I think the dogs feel spoiled enough when they get a biscuit, despite its origin.
That's true. Dogs like do not give a shit about.
Yeah, they're
what you
happy.
feed them.
They're happy. I mean, I'm not feeding them complete trash or anything, you know, but
Yeah, no. As long as it's like a healthy diet, like I think that like that's fine.
yeah. So definitely dog food on this one.
Okay.
Well, here I did two. You got like a fake one, so here we'll pass on.
Okay. Would you rather eat food that you're not allowed to cook or TV dinners for the rest of your life?
I wonder what
Food
that
you're not
means.
allowed to cook. What does that mean?
So like someone else cooked it, because like I didn't cook the TV dinner.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean,
Or does that mean that I can cook whatever I want for dinner, but I have to eat it in front of a TV?
I don't know. I mean, TV dinners are just like those little like instant things.
Yeah, they mean like Hungry Man or whatever.
Yeah, like Devour, things like that.
Which are awful. Like I'm gonna pick the opposite
Yeah.
of that. If that's what that means, I don't want that.
I don't know what the other option is the only problem. You know, like I don't really know what that means.
Like
Would you rather eat food that you're not allowed to cook? Like, just someone else always cooks for you? Yeah, I wouldn't mind someone cooking for me. Like that sounds
like
awesome.
even if they're a bad cook, they're gonna get better. And even if they
Yeah,
don't, they're probably better than the TV dinner.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to go like right with a TV dinner.
Yeah. Like, and I could maybe instruct them, or if I'm doing the grocery shopping, it's like, okay, put the oven at this temperature, put this in the oven, walk away, come back, bam. That's cooking.
People like generally aren't gonna like fuck up cooking that much is also the thing. Like,
Well,
I know people
let's
can,
not.
like,
I mean, people can.
yeah, okay, but like, I don't know. I guess it really like there's just not a lot to go off on this question in terms of like who's cooking you the meal, right? Like,
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot. There's a lot riding on this. It's tough. So some of these are a little bit vague. I guess that the wiggle room is fun, but I think we're both going with the former, right? I don't want to eat TV dinners.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Would you rather work incredibly hard for yourself, or have an easy job working for someone else while earning the same amount of money with each? I'm curious. I'd be curious how many hours a week these jobs were. But probably the second one.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not really a big fan of the whole live to work theory. It's like,
Oh, definitely not.
yeah, I feel
That's
like
that's
I'm not-
capitalist rhetoric.
Yeah, like that's capitalist bullshit. I'm not there for that. If I can just like have a nice simple job and make good money, I vibe.
Me too. And if it's an easy job, maybe I could like watch Twitch while I'm at work, chilling.
Game while working, you know.
That's it. That's the dream.
A dream, baby.
All right, so these are all easy.
I know.
All right, how many more of these do we want to do?
I'm personally getting a bit tired.
So let's move. Let's finish it up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
So then, the only other thing, where's the
You can check the pinned
itinerary?
messages.
Yeah. So at this point, we've covered some original ideas that we had. We've covered some of the suggestions from How to Fly. There will be other suggestions that were made that we didn't get to. Can be got to later, if at some point in the future. So that's that. There were also some really great ideas that required some more setup time. For example, religion tier list. We're gonna make ourselves, or over underrated brands. We're gonna like think on that a little bit more. That's all that. Love all the suggestions. But we do have a pretty fun announcement about some other future events that we're going to try doing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the link right now for that. I found it.
Nice. Okay.
Oh. So we've got a bracket here. And this is the most active members in How to Fly. What we're thinking is that, we're all great personalities here, but let's be frank, some are a little bit stronger than others,
Yes.
and it's about time that we found out who the strongest was.
I agree. Yes, exactly. So this is gonna be a kind of almost a gamer off in a sense, who has like a stronger personality, who's the better gamer, not just in gamer skills, but just in encapsulating the essence of the gamer, right?
That's right. The
The essence.
rules are, there are hardly any rules. It's just that two names are going to enter, one name's going to leave.
Mhm.
And this is a random seating, and we're going to go in a pretty much random order too. But the idea is that, we're thinking that we'll announce what the first couple of rounds are, and we're going to give everyone an opportunity to plead their case. We'll invite them on, chat a little bit. Like, for example, Virgil, what makes you a truer gamer than Waterboy?
Well, I don't even know who Waterboy is, so I'm gonna say the fact that I know my own name and don't know his, so I'm a better gamer than him.
Wow, that may convince some users and may not convince others. But that's the beauty of it. This is going to be a group. We'll have a real fun time figuring this one out. So take a good look, understand who your opponents are, and we will have to see who manages to make it to the illustrious round 2.
We'll have to reach out to people, get them to come on the podcast next time we do it, make their case, and then we can start some voting.
That's right.
All the rounds will be determined by community votes, so just look forward to that in the future.
And don't worry, the voting will be anonymous, so you don't have to worry about betraying your pals. Just vote with your true self.
Exactly. All right. Is that it that we have? Is that all that we have?
I think so. I think we did all the stuff.
Dude, fucking nice.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And that was the How to Fly podcast.
There you go. Alright, there's no outro. We did it.
Awesome.